Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ 1.08, and yes, that's right. You're seeing that correctly. DayZ 1.08 is now in live branch for all platforms. That's PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the PC. Currently, right now, I'm in DayZ 1.08 Experimental, but these are the changes. These are the things coming to you guys today. So if you're on the consoles, be sure to update your consoles, and I would highly recommend, after it's done updating, to go into, or actually do a hard restart on your box. And then after the servers come back online, you should be able to see all of that stuff. So a lot of crazy changes coming through. To this game. If you want to see the full change log, I'll go ahead and link the changes, or the first set of changes for DayZ 1.08 now in the upper right-hand corner. So you can go check that out. We'll go over some of the iteration changes they've done over time here as they put it into development. As you can see right now, we're in DayZ 1.08 153.144. The reason why that's important is, again, that's experimental, and I think the version we're going to get for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox, because I know one of the larger questions for a lot of us is, frame rates, are they better? Desync, is it better? Is it worse? We'll go over that here in a second, but yeah, it's been yeah, it's been a little nutty, right? Man, this place is so cool. I love this building a lot, like a lot. We're in Chinaris, by the way. So let me just go ahead and throw out there, we're not really sure what the state of desync is going to be, and I know that sounds weird as we're playing an experimental, but because we've got those iterative changes throughout that the PC got, but we didn't on experimental, it makes for some very weird, like we're not sure where it ended up. Okay, good example, and I know you guys can't see this, and I'll try to illustrate it as best we can, and we'll get to the other changes that are more pertinent to everybody. But good example, so like if you're looking at our version number, we're like 153.144. The last PC experimental was 153.228. So they've gotten at least 2 to 3 iterative changes along the way. So, and we also noticed it because I played this on PC experimental. I noticed very quickly that there were some subtle differences. Like it felt like this was 104 build that was certified, and then they threw some changes on top to just test the changes. Anyways, the reason why that's important is I guess there's some hope for it to be a little bit better, but we'll have to wait and see because we're not playing it yet. But we should be live streaming this today. I should go ahead and put that out there. I know this is going to be a little weird. My my AC went out, so the landlord's got to show up sometime. So I'm going to try to live stream this as long as possible. It's going to become an absolute sauna pretty much in my office until it's good. So we may be up for like a few hours, but as soon as it's out and the servers are live, we'll be jumping on official as we always do on the old Xbox, so console. And just know that a lot of the changes that we came through and that we experienced, or that we will experience during the live stream, will be very, very similar to PlayStation 4, like almost identical. Like I said in so many videos before, there are so many subtle changes between the two, but they're virtually the same thing, if that makes sense. So, yeah, so if we see desync, expect it for everybody else. Now, I know people are talking about frame rates and everything else. Frame rates have been, I wouldn't say they're great. It seems like a subtle improvement, but nothing like substantial, nothing that's going to blow your mind. Honestly, I think for this game as it stands now for the console players, PlayStation 4 and Xbox, whether you're on OG hardware or the professional, or professional, I mean, I guess that's what it means, right? Pro or the X, which is like the same kind of thing. If you have those with internal SSDs, they will help you with this game a lot. If you have an OG box, whether it's PlayStation First Gen or Xbox First Gen, or even the S for the Xbox. Dude, I'm playing a dangerous game up here by getting close to the edge. I guess it doesn't matter because these servers are going to be gone in a little while. But yeah, so basically, if you have the ability to get an internal SSD, it's going to help a lot for this game, at least in its current state. Again, I've said this before. We'll have to wait and see with all the base building being what it is. We'll have to see because there's going to be a ton of it now for sure. So yeah, I guess tune in if you're interested to see what it looks like, and yeah, we'll be checking out. And if my AC gets fixed or if somehow the landlord like puts it off, I'll try to stream as long as I can because obviously I need to get all that fixed because it's extremely hot here. As a matter of fact, I have to shoot this at night. It's so hot. But anyway, so base building for 108, crazy awesome. It's the big buff we've been waiting for. If any of you guys have been watching other like the DayZ expansion stuff, like the mod stuff on PC, you'll know that for a long time they've had beefed up building, right? Little tactical cylinder, ready? Tactical cylinders up. Yeah. Well, what's great is they buffed it a long time ago, so they've started to take on some of that stuff. Now, is this the DayZ expansion? No. But the walls did get a buff, and it's been great. So I want to go ahead and post the, oh shoot, what is it called? Let me look. Base building 2.0. That's what I'm calling it, for DayZ 1.08. It'll help you get started now. You can go ahead and check that out now. It's in the upper right-hand corner. Man, that was a that was a rough card, right? DayZ Base Building 2.0. It's going to cover some of the building supplies that you'll need, and covering all that good stuff. But yeah, more on the base and the rating stuff. So we found out, we've done some testing, and again, this is an official server. As a matter of fact, I can show you which one it is now, because it doesn't matter, does it? Oh wait, I'm on a different account, so maybe I'm not going to show you. But I mean, there's only official servers on experimental. Anyways, the point is, we gathered a lot of materials for our character to see like what rating looked like. And we tried a lot of different stuff, and I gotta tell you, it's going to surprise you in a good way. I think it's making base building so much more meaningful. You're gonna see a lot of people engage in it, like a lot, and it's useful. Now, maybe you store your gear in there, maybe you don't. I still think muling is probably the safest, and if you have extra stuff, maybe you can throw it in there, like lower tiered loot, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've got a raid test video that's going to test the melee damage that we did to a wall. And again, we did this in a live server environment on official, so you can check that out now in the upper right hand corner. And that should help you out. Okay, so let's go over some of the changes. Let's get a better view while we're doing this, because I'm going to have to read this off to you as you guys cannot see it. Isn't that pretty, the sun coming up in this game? This game is pretty. Like, I love DayZ. I really do. I love it. Man, if they've got some stability for this desync, and these building changes are going to make this game a lot of fun. It's going to up the ante, because I know that's all our crews ever wanted to do, is just build a base and get, like, dirty. Okay, so, again, I already linked the changes earlier. So here are some of the changes that are coming overall. So what does this mean? This is, like, the addition to the other changes, if that makes sense. Okay, we've got... Oh, man, that's a lot. Ooh, there were a lot of changes for this. My goodness. So, yeah, oh, there were quite a few. Holy, there was more than 3. My goodness. Okay, we'll go over some of the top changes here. Oh, you know what? Before we go through the list, because I know people are probably more interested in this than anything else, just a quick caveat. When you're playing this, survival is going to wreck you so badly. Like, what do I mean by that? If you're cold, your food is just going to get trashed. If you're not paying attention to your shoe situation, it's going to get... Oh, speaking of which, look, my shoes already... Look at that. If zombies are damaging your shoes, just look out. Carry an extra set of shoes. You're going to look for smaller... You'll be picking up dress shoes because they're smaller slots. And the other big thing is, sickness is huge. Ooh, okay, so we got a little bit left. That's good. Sickness is huge, so you're going to want to plug holes in your clothing, or have even an extra pair. Let me see if this one okay. Okay, it's worn, so that's alright. You see how I have all these extra shoes? Like, that's no joke. Let's see if I can fix this with... Ooh, let's see if I can get away with that. So food is crazy. I've never died of starvation so much as I have in this patch. And I know that they've done some minor tweaks, but it's pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and link... I know because fishing is going to be such a viable option, because a lot of times you won't be able to find zombie food. You know, like food on the zombies. You won't be able to find animals sometimes. So the best thing you can do, or a good fallback, is fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and link that now in the upper right-hand corner. It's DayZ Fishing. I think it's from an older version. As a matter of fact, I know it's from an older version that we did, but it still all rings true. And I'm telling you, you're going to lean on it heavily, because it's so... you'll know that food is an immediate need as you start this. So check that out. I'm telling you, it's going to give you a leg up, especially if you're waiting for the download. Okay, now we can go over the changes. Actually, let me go upstairs. We'll cover like the last 3. Now, apparently in this list, somebody was nice enough to point out that they had some quote-unquote of the desync fixes, or they call them inventory issues. We'll see how it translates here in game, because a lot of times we've seen those, but then there's other things that can exacerbate it, or it doesn't address the problem on console. So, again, another good reason to tune into the live stream. Wait a second. Does that spawn there? There's somebody. Is there somebody up here? Or should I just wear it, right? We should wear a mask, right? We should. Look at this. It's very... Did it fall through? How dare you? See desync already right now. Anyways, okay, so let's go over the changes. Let me just give you a nice view. It's pretty! Okay. So, So we're looking at June 4th. Fixed setup damage zones for the large tent. Existing containers HP now resets as intended. No longer stay... These are fixes. No longer stay badly damaged if loaded in from the old version. If the item... Oh, okay. So... Oh, our containers won't take deeps. That's nice. I actually didn't see that. Items, hang on. Tactical cylinder. Delicious. Various issues... I'm sorry, items and containers can be carried within player's inventory had contents disappear after reconnect. I wonder if that was dropping on the ground. That's what we saw the most of. Crafting action, the stone knife was not removed. Was not removing the other stone. That was an exploit we were using a lot. Which, by the way, and I gotta get through this quicker because I know this one's gonna be long, but pickaxes and sledgehammers to hit other rocks to make stone knives is definitely going to be a thing for you, especially if you're fishing, as much as I think you will be, because remember, knives can dig up worms, they can also gut the fish, they can make more rags. It's very useful. So yeah, you definitely want to make that a part of your everyday stuff here in DayZ, especially with 108. Okay, as we continue. Various issues with weapons becoming unusable after performing an action to interrupt the action at the same time. The crafting action for the stone knife was not removing. We got that. Specialized bullets in certain situations being transformed into standard rounds. Tactical gloves were positioned at the player's feet when held in hands. That's cute, so it would just slide around on the floor. Change landmines to now explode when destroyed regardless of the arm's state. Ballistic properties of the metal walls on fences and watchtowers to be much better at protecting against projectiles passing through. That's cool. I actually didn't know that. That's really good. And we wouldn't have seen it here because we didn't get these iterations. And again, what this means is our like 1.5.3, 1.4.4 was like the first, and then these iterative changes throughout June we never saw here on the console. It doesn't mean we won't get them. I'm pretty sure we will. But anyways, continuing, because I know this is already going a bit longer than I wanted it to. Landmines. Tweak some grenades will no longer get deleted immediately when they run out of gas. Tweak the open store, a button in the DLC description, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Tents can now also be repaired within sewing kits, or with sewing kits. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that. Yeah, let's go over here and take a little peek. Dude, I love... Side note, I'm so easily distracted. I love this area in Chernarus. It's good for loot, but it's pretty, right? Because of all the industrial stuff? No? Just me? Okay, we're moving up. Various issues with weapons, changes. I got some of those. So that was June 4th. We're going to move on to the next one, which was June 10th. Character and server names were not cut after a certain length when displayed in the menu. Loot on the Olga Rex interior seats were inaccessible. Damage on barrels was not visible from a distance. Attached materials could end up in the wrong watchtower slot. Yikes. Incorrect HUD for your weapon. Jamming after reconnect. Restraining could be used to recharge items when held in hands. Ooh. They fixed it. Okay. It was possible to stack some items over its limit within player's inventory. Yikes. Missing Christmas lights attachments on the canopy tent. We've never gotten those to work. Has anybody ever gotten those to work? Leave them down in the comments, please. I need to know. Client performance could severely decrease when colliding with stone oven during certain state of the fire. Issues with an invisible wall appearing at gate's position. We did see that, so they fixed it. When upgrading its walls afterwards. Okay, that's cool that they got those. These are good. Yeah, I just assumed there was like 3 of them, and I guess I missed all these. Okay, so the next big one, and I'm missing some of them, but I'm trying to add on to the changes list that I did initially. So these are good. Let's see. It says a possible server crash. Barbed wire triggered damage was too weak. Percentage of inventory tooltip was missing. They fixed that. Items could be picked through a base building and fence watchtower. So basically your interaction box. All right, the collision. Weight was not properly updated when soaked with water. Suppressed rounds for the sporter. Suppressed sounds for the sporter. 22. Ruined ammo could be loaded into magazines. That's funny. Using the shovel to dig logs from fence and watchtower base could sometimes result in the logs disappearing. Watch. I would be amazed if somebody saw me up here, right? No? Just me? Using the shovel to dig logs. Interrupting the washing hands action would complete the action. That was like the speed drinking. Impact of direct damage on tents is now handled properly. Pop sounds when approaching a vehicle was fixed. Repair action was sometimes not available on base building parts. Furniture does not block bullets. They fixed that. Issues with equipment weights. The damage state on the tent now properly initializes when damaged by CE. CE, I don't know what that is. Trying to jump out of the gunter would result in the character getting stuck. We never got to test that, so I never, we never got to that. Items... I'm sorry, I'm losing my place. I just need to make sure. Items in ruined clothing would no longer disappear after relogging. It was not possible to interact with certain parts of the car tent. Base building dismantling now returns materials according to damage. That's cool. That's something we never got to. I'm really close to this edge. It's making me a little bit nervous because I'm moving around a little bit while I'm reading, and I think I'm going to... Soda cans were no longer can be used to wash hands. That's interesting. That's definitely a clutch thing we did in the past. Shorten the lifetime of a weapon's smoke particle emitters. Decrease the time it takes to build and repair base parts. Okay. Increase the time it takes to dismantle base parts. Okay. Reduce the damage to the tool used to repair building base parts. That's cool. See, these are all things we're going to have to test in the live branch because, again, with this version, we were unable to do so. Okay. There's a lot of stuff here. It just kind of catches me off guard a little bit. Is that the last one? Okay, we have the shorter one. This is the last block. I'm sorry, this is so long. I just want to give like a basic rundown and give you guys some helpful stuff that we ran into. Fixed the side room of the aircraft shelter was impenetrable even when doors were open. The sporter hunting optic was floating above the gun. Issue would prevent kindling from getting combined with the fireplace. Kindling and fuel would not get ruined. So they changed it. Well, yeah, it will not get ruined and burning in the fireplace, and thus allowing to combine with new ones before disappearing. Okay. So there we go. Those are the basic changes. Hopefully the stuff I listed here helped out. The other stuff I have in the cards in the upper right-hand corner. You can tap those. It'll help you a lot, as we did test a lot of these things. I'll go ahead and post the cooking changes now in the upper right-hand corner. And again, with those new cooking changes, it's going to help you survive much longer, as food consumption and just food burn in general is definitely a thing for you. You will find very quickly, even the veteran players, you're going to go, wow, I just starved out like 60 times on the beach. And you'd be like, woof, that's a thing. Like, it's so urgent. So, yeah, hopefully we see you guys in the next video/live stream. If you guys have been watching this and you made it all the way through, I appreciate it. Consider dropping a like. That does help out a lot. And we should be live on the stream, less me getting my landlord here to fix my AC. But you should at least see some sort of stream going on, because I know even if it's going to become a sauna here, I still want to play this live because it's awesome. Like, we love playing official servers. So, yeah, this has already been long enough. We'll see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye!